I just came back from work, exhausted. Let's discuss about El Salvador. We actually have two videos coming about them. So much news about Bitcoin because it's becoming legalized, legal tender over there. So obviously a lot of opportunities for businessmen and companies, entrepreneurs, anything crypto related. You got a lot of activity. And this is going to happen in every single country that in the future is going to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. Suddenly you're going to have a lot of activity. Oh yeah, a lot of Bitcoin ATMs, a lot of Bitcoin businesses, a lot of exchanges. Ooh, less regulation. That's a good thing. So, El Salvador is doing a Bitcoin airdrop. That's right. I know that title, wherever it is, probably down there, has shocked you. That's right. They're doing a $30 Bitcoin airdrop. Now, there's critics of this who are saying that, this is a fantastic way to money launder. That's right, because El Salvador has over 6 million citizens. Now, only El Salvadoran citizens are able to participate in the airdrop. How they're going to do this, I'm not sure exactly. Probably the safest way would be to scan copies of your passport and all this stuff. I know Bitcoin's supposed to be, not KYC, decentralized and all this, but it is an airdrop by the government to citizens, and I'm sure that this can be abused, whether you get a pretty good VPN, and I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but that's their plan. They just announced it. Hey, the Bitcoin law will go into effect in September, and in preparation for that, every citizen of El Salvador is able to get $30, which down there, that's quite a bit of money, and you're just going to get it. You have to register, and they're going to send you Bitcoin. Now, that's a fair amount of money. That's over $100 million for El Salvador. And a lot of people, the critics, are asking, where is this money going to come from? Is it dirty money? Dirty money that's going to be clean? Because, hey, I mean, you're sending it out to the citizens, and then they're going to obviously use it or hold on to it. Maybe there's going to be some hodlers. But there's so many questions about this, and we've never seen a country airdrop a cryptocurrency before. Now, we have seen with Venezuela, they wanted to, the petrodollar, they wanted to make the petro coin or something like that. That was a scam. So that was a little, but we have not seen something like this before. We've seen plenty of company airdrops. We've seen plenty of IAO airdrops for mainly non-U.S. citizens. Unfortunately, U.S. citizens couldn't participate in a lot of ICOs and IAOs and IEOs, IDO, whatever. There's so many of them. But this is the first time that your government has, maybe there's somebody watching from El Salvador. I actually had somebody comment recently, and they posted on my other video about El Salvador that this is actually a good thing that's happening with the Bitcoin law, and the opposition are the ones who are corrupt, and hey, maybe I believe you. Maybe that's exactly what's happening. Who knows? I mean, we all know how the media likes to portray an image that sometimes is the false one. It's not the one that you should trust always. Me personally, I think this is a good thing that they're doing an airdrop, even though it's going to cost a lot of money, because it's going to introduce Bitcoin to suddenly 6 million people, or most of them probably have never even heard of Bitcoin up until this year, and that's a good thing. That's a good way to kickstart it, because hey, it's just like Venmo. Recently I got paid $10 by Venmo. They're doing a $10 airdrop to people who used to have accounts but haven't signed on in a long time, and now sure, I might use Venmo alongside PayPal, alongside all this other, because they gave me money, and that's a fantastic incentive from the government. Hey, here's $30 in Bitcoin, do something with it. For Americans, it's as if you got a $200 stimulus check in cryptocurrency, in addition to all the stimulus checks that you have received. Obviously, a lot of people would be like, that's interesting. Let me hold on to it, or let me spend it, or let me utilize it, or whatever. I mean, $30 is a fair bit amount. Again, this program is going to cost them, let's see the exact amount. El Salvador is a very tiny country. Population, as of 2019, it's 6.454 million. As of 2021, let's just say it's 6.5 million, because it's been growing. So let's just say 6,500,000 times $30. Whoa, that's 195 million. I thought it was 128 or 130 million. 195 million. That's almost $200 million. And what about the Bitcoin fees and transaction? I don't know. Now that I think about it, I mean, that's a pretty fair amount. How are they going to send that out with Bitcoin fees? Now, I did see an article recently that El Salvador is planning to tackle Bitcoin fees because, well, that's a pretty big problem for a poor nation where El Salvador's GDP is just 27 billion USD as of 2019. To give you a comparison, the US GDP is 21.4 trillion as of 2019. China 14 trillion, Japan 5 trillion. That's right, trillion, and El Salvador is just 27 billion. So there are multi-billionaires out there that have more money than the GDP of an entire country out there in South America. Obviously, these citizens, well, some of them, it's just like Ukraine and all these other poor nations that I've seen in Eastern Europe. There's a lot of people on this planet who are living on less than a few $100s per month. And in certain areas like Venezuela, you might even get by on less than $100 or maybe even less than $50 per month. I know that's such a crazy concept for Americans and for people living in the UK and Canada and Germany. It's just, you can't imagine that, but that's the reality because of hyperinflation. And I'm sure El Salvador is a little bit better, but there's some pretty bad crime rates. There's a lot of corruption and maybe not the safest place in the world. It's also got some interesting neighbors, but I think this is a good thing. I hope that many people will be able to put this to good use. Maybe they're going to get interested in Bitcoin. I really do hope that this inspires other nations. Just what I suspected, I looked it up. So El Salvador is planning through their Bitcoin development partner, Strike. They're going to offer low-fee Bitcoin payments through the Lightning Network. And that's exactly what I thought because I was just exploring all the options, and there is nothing better than the Lightning Network currently to reduce fees. And the Lightning Network is just a fraction of the cost that it is currently. I mean, it doesn't make sense to send $30 to 6 million, 6.5 million people. And sometimes if Bitcoin's price would be growing or there's heavy congestion, to pay double that amount because suddenly, hey, 200 million turns into 400 million if the Bitcoin fees are $30. On average, they're, $15, $20. You've seen that quite a lot recently. So that's still like an extra $100 million that the government would just have to blow on fees. That doesn't go to anybody. That's just gone. See, it burnt money. That wouldn't really make sense. With Lightning Network, it's still going to cost millions of dollars, but it's obviously a lot better. Now, they are also discussing about choosing their fees. There's obviously ways to choose your fee, and you're able to do that, for example, in Exodus wallet or many of the Bitcoin wallets that we use nowadays. You're able to choose higher fees, lower fees, and with lower fees, there are providers that are able to tackle these lower fees because miners don't really want the lower fees. They want to get paid more. So it's going to take a way longer time for that to confirm, but it's going to be cheaper. But it's going to raise a lot of questions because people may not understand if they're waiting for a long time for Bitcoin. They may not even, I'm not sure how they're going to get wallets. This is just so crazy. I mean, try explaining to, the older generation, to like people 90 years old, hey, I know you don't use the internet because some people still refuse to this day to use the internet and smartphones. I mean, sure, it's the elderly, but it's just so crazy. So, but let's check out more details of exactly what their plan is. Okay, here is the difference. They want to send it to adults, and that would make a little bit more sense. They're not going to send it to every single person. The total adult population of El Salvador is around 4.5 million, but that was in 2019. Although the exact figures are hard to find, above the age of 15, in 2019, there was 4.72 million El Salvadorans. This would be approximately $130 million in Bitcoin. It's going to be acquired first by the government, and then that's actually going to add buying pressure on the market, which will ultimately push the price upward, hopefully. I mean, that's a lot of money, right? You have a government buying this. President Nayib Bukele stated the government's wallet app will even work anywhere with a cell connection, and you won't have to have a cell plan for the application. That's pretty cool. The law comes into effect September 7th, 2021. It was passed roughly 2 weeks ago. There has been some criticism, but it's going into effect. Other than that, there's not too much information about this, so it's going to be a pretty expensive program. Pretty cool. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section below. Thanks again yesterday for all your support. If you enjoy my content, hopefully I'm going to go to Comcast or Xfinity, even though I don't want to. They're going to be my only choice. And hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be able to upload using fast internet. And by that point, maybe we're going to get to 2 video uploads per day. We're going to make longer videos because I'm sure you've noticed I've been trying to keep them short-ish. And that obviously helps when you're facing 5-hour upload times compared to, 2 hours. Really excited about what's going to happen in the future. I'm heading down to Chicago tomorrow, so we might get some video footage of Chicago, show you around. So stay tuned. And if you're new, subscribe on over to the channel. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.